Can Brendan Rodgers build on his impressive first 3.5 years at Arsenal and win even more important trophies for the Gunners? Hello everyone, welcome to the What If League. Today I'm doing part 2 of the experiment what would happen if Brendan Rodgers was hired by Arsenal in February 2018. If you haven't seen part 1 of this experiment, please make sure to do so. Link, you can find the video in my channel. Link would also be provided in the description below. In the first part, I am covering the period until the end of the first season in season 2017-18, as well as the next 3 years until the end of season 2020-21. Now, in this video, we're going to see what happened in the next 3 years and how did the Arsenal team fare in the competitions they played in. We will begin our review in the Premier League, where in the last time we left off in part 1, Manchester United were champions in the last season, Arsenal were in 3rd position. Then let's see what happened in the next year. In the next year, Manchester United claimed their 4th successful title in the Premier League. Arsenal managed to only finish 1 point behind them with 92 points, which is 1 less than Manchester United with 93. Tottenham and Chelsea completed the top 4 that season, so this is a very impressive performance from the Gunners, but it was not enough to really win them the Premier League title. And probably another heartbreak for Brendan Rodgers in his pursuit of the Premier League trophy. In the next year, Arsenal dropped to 5th position, which did not provide any access to the Champions League. Manchester United claimed another title here with 91 points, which was 11 more than 2nd place Manchester City. Tottenham and Chelsea completed the top 4. And in the last season of this part 2 of the experiment, Arsenal were again in 5th position. Manchester United claiming a 6th consecutive title in the Premier League. This is very, very impressive from Manchester United. Manchester City, Tottenham and Chelsea completed the top 4. Arsenal, unfortunately for them, were still out of the Champions League giving positions. Now, before I focus on Arsenal, I just want to quickly see if Jose Mourinho is still in charge of Manchester United. He is, and we can see that their key player is now Kylian Mbappé, so apparently they have brought new players and this has brought them a lot of success. If we look at their squad, we can see Bernardo Silva, who apparently they brought from Manchester City, Kingsley Coman, Michał Kwiatkowski, I'm not familiar with that name, and he's a regen, a German player, apparently that they brought to strengthen their squad. In any way, let's now go back to Arsenal and see what's happening there. New captain of the team is Alexandre Lacazette, vice captain is Emre Can, and key player is still Hector Bellerin, who was the key player in the end of the last season in part 1. Let's look at the tactics screen. We can see that they have a new first team striker, Richard McRae. He's a 21-year-old English regen. He has very impressive stats, as you can see, a very quick player, pace 18, very good finishing with 17 and 16 composure, so a good player indeed. He scored 23 goals in this season, so very impressive performance from this young man. They also have Ervin Kluzano now playing as a left winger. Filip Kruvinovic is playing in the number 10 position. This is another new player, a Croatian that has been brought by Brendan Rodgers. We'll have a look at the transfer screen in a second as well. Samu Castillejo, which we already saw. And what you can probably notice is the tactics that Rodgers is employing now is 4-2-3-1, which is very traditional. Previously, he was trying some tactics with 3 players in the back. So probably he changed his mind over that and has developed a new tactic system for the Arsenal team. Benjamin Mendy is the left back at the moment. He has been brought from Manchester City apparently. We'll have a look at the transfers in a second. Jonathan Tye also in the middle of the defense. James Burke as well, 20-year-old Scottish player. I'm not sure if he's an Arsenal product. Yes, he is, so he's part of the academy, so good on him and good on Rodgers for developing him. Now let's have a quick look at the transfers. So in the transfer screen we can see that Jonathan Tah was bought in summer 2021. Will Hughes was also brought from Watford, Filip Kruvinovic from Benfica, the winger we already saw, Federico Bernardeschi from Juventus, Joel Matip from Liverpool, Callum Duty, I'm not familiar with that name, he's a regen, of course, that's why we're not familiar with him. 22-year-old Scottish regen. He's very impressive as well. He has scored 10 goals and 7 assists in this season. Also, they brought Andre Onana from Basel, another player that I do not know. He's a Cameroonian goalkeeper and already sold to Swansea. Hector Herrera from Porto as well has been brought in January 2022. On the other side, in the outgoing section, Alex Iwobi has been sold to Manchester United, Ruben Semedo to Paris Saint-Germain, Alvaro Odriozola to Napoli. This is Jeffrey Adelaide to Watford. Christian Bielik to West Ham. Also, we can see Aaron Ramsey has been transferred to Werder Bremen, Laurent Koscielny to Napoli, Joe Hart to Cardiff, and Danny Welbeck to West Ham. In the next year, Rodgers brought Zeca, a Brazilian player from Santos. He is a fullback capable to play both on the left and on the right. And he brought him from Santos. Konrad Laimer from Liverpool. This is another new name for me. A central midfielder, a defensive midfielder as well. He was at Liverpool at that time, and Rodgers decided to bring him to Arsenal. Raja Nainggolan as well from Roma. Jake Wright, another new name for me. Let's have a look. Who is this? He's a left fullback, a regen player, not really impressive, and currently on loan at Stevenage. Juan Pablo Riquelme. This is a very interesting name. Of course, this is a regen Chilean player. He's currently playing on loan at Lyon. We can see that he has some qualities, but I don't think this is sufficient for him to really establish himself at the Emirates. As well as Benjamin Mendy, we already saw him, brought from Manchester City. And another player that I'm not familiar with, Will Mannion. He has been brought from Hull, and apparently he has already been sold to Burnley. He is an English goalkeeper. In the outgoing section, we can see Riyad Mahrez has been sold to Leverkusen. Kieran James, a player that I'm not familiar with. We already saw him, I think, in the first part. He's a regen central defender. Let's have a quick look. Is he from Arsenal? Yes, he is. So he's an Arsenal Academy graduate. We have Ryan Bertrand sold to Middlesbrough, Andre Onana to Swansea. And that's it for this season. And then in the last season, Rafinha was brought from Barcelona. Joshua French on free transfer. This is a central defender, a regen player, currently on loan at Forest Green. Originally, he is a Chelsea graduate. Alireza Heydari from Esteghlal. I'm not sure how to pronounce that name. Apologies if I'm butchering it. He's an Iranian regen striker, currently on loan at Leicester. He has very good stats, and to be honest, this player can develop into a big player and would probably play a significant role in, maybe not in Arsenal, but in some of the top teams in the Premier League. And the last transfer that year was Takayuki Takahashi from Urawa Red Diamonds. This is a Japanese regen goalkeeper, very impressive that one as well. I think this player has a big future ahead of him, maybe not at Arsenal as well, but who knows, maybe Rodgers will be confident in his skills and is going to put him in play. We can see Will Mannion. We already saw that he was sold to Burnley, the English goalkeeper. Now switching our attention to the English Cup competitions, and first off is the FA Cup. In the last 3 seasons, Chelsea won the trophy, and then in the final 2 seasons, Manchester United were successful, so there were no trophies for Arsenal here. Let's have a look at the League Cup as well. The League Cup did not bring any success to Arsenal as well in these final 3 years. Manchester City, Liverpool and Manchester United were successful. This means that Manchester United actually made a domestic treble in the last season. They won the Premier League, the FA Cup and the League Cup as well. Very, very impressive performance from the Red Devils. Now we're going to see what happened in the European competitions. We start with the Europa League, where in the last season of Part 1, Manchester City were successful in an All-English final against Liverpool and won 1-0. Then year after that, Chelsea won against Liverpool in another All-English final, 1-0 again. They also eliminated Köln in the semi-final, Anderlecht in the quarters and Borussia Dortmund in the second knockout round. Arsenal managed to eliminate Wolfsburg in the second knockout round, but were defeated by Köln in the quarterfinals. Year after that, Milan won the Europa League after defeating Manchester City in extra time. They also beat Porto in the semis, Leverkusen and Sevilla on their way to the final. And in the final season, Shakhtar Donetsk from Ukraine won the Europa League after beating English team Everton on penalties in that final game played at the City of Manchester Stadium. Shakhtar eliminated Arsenal in the semi-final after winning 2-1. Arsenal also beat, actually let me finish with Shakhtar. So Shakhtar eliminated also Porto in the quarters and Sporting Clube de Portugal in the second knockout round, while Arsenal defeated Roma in the second knockout round and Olympique Marseille on away goals in the quarterfinals, only to lose to the eventual champions in the semi-finals. Moving one tier up to the Champions League, in the last season of Part 1, Tottenham were victorious against Bayern Munich 3-2 in that final. Then in the next year, Manchester United claimed the Champions League after beating Juventus 1-0 in the final. United qualified for that game after eliminating Paris Saint-Germain, Sevilla and Inter. Season after that, Paris Saint-Germain were victorious and brought the Champions League trophy to France. They beat Inter in the final 2-0. Before that, they managed to eliminate Real Madrid, Bayern Munich and Basel. And in the final year, Paris Saint-Germain defended their trophy after beating Manchester City in that final, this time 1-0. On their way to the final game played at San Siro, they also managed to beat Inter in the semi-finals, Monaco, their compatriots, in the quarterfinals, and German team Hoffenheim in the first knockout round. Just quickly going back a season before that, in the previous year where Paris Saint-Germain claimed their first trophy, Arsenal were eliminated in the semi-final by Inter. Before that, they managed to beat Barcelona in the quarterfinals and Atletico Madrid in the first knockout round. So, in summary, after Brendan Rodgers managed to win quite a lot of trophies in his first 3.5 years, apparently in the next 3 years there was a bit of drought, and Arsenal also dropped out of the top 4 in England, which is quite unfortunate for them and for Brendan Rodgers. Now, before I finish this video, I want to also have a look at the Ballon d'Or awards and who was awarded that highest individual award in football. So in year 2021, Neymar won the award, Lionel Messi was in second place, Thomas Lemar at third place. Then year 2022, Kylian Mbappé at Manchester United won the award, Lionel Messi second with Suarez third. And in the final year, Antoine Griezmann won the award with Paulo Dybala and Eden Hazard in second and third place respectively. With that, this is the end of part 2 of the experiment. If you haven't seen part 1, please make sure to do so. You can check out my channel, or you can see for the link in the description below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. That way you're going to receive notifications for when I upload new videos. In the meantime, you can also check out my social media. Links will be provided in the description. Let me know what you guys think about this experiment and what would you like to see next. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Once again, thank you for watching. Until the next time, bye.